Lesson: Vendor Management and Third-Party Compliance. Vendor management and third-party compliance are critical components of an effective privacy program within any organization. Understanding and mitigating the risks associated with third-party relationships is essential to safeguarding sensitive information and ensuring compliance with relevant privacy regulations. This lesson explores actionable insights, practical tools, and frameworks that can be directly implemented by privacy professionals to enhance proficiency in vendor management and third-party compliance. Effective vendor management begins with a thorough understanding of the vendor lifecycle, which includes vendor selection, onboarding, monitoring, and offboarding. The vendor selection process should incorporate a comprehensive risk assessment to evaluate potential vendors' privacy practices and data protection capabilities. Privacy professionals should develop a checklist or scoring system to assess vendors based on criteria such as previous data breaches, privacy certifications, and adherence to international privacy standards, such as the General Data Protection Regulation or the California Consumer Privacy Act. A case study from Equifax's 2017 data breach highlights the importance of vendor due diligence, where the breach occurred due to a vulnerability in a third-party software component. Once a vendor is selected, the onboarding process should include a detailed review of the contract and service-level agreements to ensure compliance with privacy and data protection requirements. Key contractual elements should include data processing agreements, which specify the roles and responsibilities of each party regarding data protection. The use of standardized contract clauses, such as the European Commission's standard contractual clauses, can provide a legal framework for data transfers between organizations and third parties located in different jurisdictions. Privacy professionals should also ensure that vendors implement appropriate technical and organizational measures to protect personal data, such as encryption, access controls, and regular security audits. Monitoring vendor compliance is an ongoing process that requires regular assessments and audits. Privacy professionals should establish a vendor risk management framework that includes periodic reviews of vendors' data protection practices and compliance with contractual obligations. Tools such as the ISO/IEC 27001 Information Security Management System provide a structured approach to evaluating and managing vendor risks. Additionally, organizations can utilize third-party risk management platforms such as OneTrust or RiskRecon to automate vendor assessments and streamline compliance monitoring. A study by Gartner found that organizations with a dedicated vendor risk management program reduced third-party data breaches by up to 50%. Effective communication and training are vital to maintaining a strong vendor management program. Organizations should establish clear lines of communication with vendors to address any privacy or security concerns promptly. Regular training sessions and workshops can help ensure that both internal teams and vendors are aware of their data protection responsibilities and the importance of maintaining compliance with privacy regulations. A practical example is the implementation of a vendor compliance newsletter distributed quarterly, which highlights recent regulatory changes, best practices, and emerging threats in data protection. Offboarding vendors is a critical yet often overlooked phase of the vendor lifecycle. Privacy professionals must ensure that all data processed by the vendor is returned or securely deleted upon termination of the contract. This process should be clearly outlined in the data processing agreement and include a verification step to confirm data deletion. The case of the Target data breach in 2013, where attackers gained access through a third-party HVAC vendor, demonstrates the importance of properly managing vendor offboarding to prevent unauthorized access to sensitive data. Incorporating privacy impact assessments into the vendor management process can provide additional insights into the potential privacy risks associated with third-party relationships. PIAs involve a systematic evaluation of the privacy implications of a project or relationship, identifying potential risks, and recommending mitigation strategies. By conducting PIAs during the vendor selection and onboarding phases, Privacy professionals can proactively address privacy concerns and ensure that vendors align with the organization's privacy objectives. The integration of privacy by design principles into vendor management further strengthens an organization's privacy posture. Privacy by design emphasizes incorporating privacy considerations into the design and development of systems, processes, and products from the outset. This approach encourages collaboration between privacy professionals, IT teams, and vendors to ensure that privacy is a fundamental component of any third-party relationship. By embedding privacy controls into vendor contracts and workflows, organizations can minimize the risk of data breaches and enhance compliance with privacy regulations. Continuous improvement is a key element of a successful vendor management program. Privacy professionals should regularly review and update their vendor management policies and procedures to reflect changes in the regulatory landscape and emerging threats. Engaging in industry forums and collaborating with other organizations can provide valuable insights into best practices and innovative solutions for managing vendor risks. A survey by the Ponemon Institute found that organizations that actively participate in industry forums and share information with peers are more likely to have mature vendor risk management programs. In conclusion, vendor management and third-party compliance are integral components of a comprehensive privacy program. By implementing a structured approach to vendor selection, onboarding, monitoring, and offboarding, privacy professionals can mitigate the risks associated with third-party relationships and ensure compliance with privacy regulations. Utilizing practical tools and frameworks such as standardized contract clauses, risk management platforms, and privacy impact assessments can enhance an organization's ability to manage vendor risks effectively. Continuous improvement and collaboration with industry peers further strengthen an organization's vendor management capabilities, ultimately contributing to a robust and resilient privacy program.